the young and the restless spoilers. Welcome back to our channel, fellow Y&R addicts. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the absolute madness happening in Genoa City. So grab your coffee, take a deep breath, and let's get into the incredible drama that just unfolded on our screens. I literally cannot even process what I just watched. And I am typing this at 2 AM because sleep is simply not an option right now. I am shaking. Are we seriously doing this? I mean, I knew things were getting messy, but this? I have been watching this show religiously for years, and I have seen some truly wild storylines, but the sheer audacity of what just happened has my jaw permanently glued to the floor. I need to vent, and I know you guys are the only ones who will truly understand this level of absolute chaos. I can't believe they did that. And by that, I mean Sienna completely losing her mind and pulling the ultimate, most toxic trump card in the history of soap operas. Let's back up for a second, because I am still reeling from the visual of Matt Clark and Phyllis Summers actually sleeping together. Phyllis, what on earth are you doing? I know you just took off his electronic ankle monitor, and you two are bonded over being in Victor Newman's crosshairs, but jumping into bed with a known psychopath, it is peak Phyllis behavior, and I am simultaneously disgusted and entirely here for the drama. But the real story isn't Red and her terrible life choices. The real story is Sienna. Sienna, who has been walking around Genoa City acting like she is so tough, so independent, and so entirely over Matt. Remember when she literally yelled at Noah that no one controls her? Yeah. Well, apparently jealousy controls you, honey. Because the absolute second she realized Matt was getting cozy with Phyllis, her entire I don't care facade shattered into a million pieces. And what does she do? She doesn't just confront him. She doesn't just yell at Phyllis. No, she makes the boldest, craziest, most manipulative move possible. She brings their daughter to Genoa City. Are you kidding me? I screamed at my television. I actually screamed. Bringing a child into this toxic wasteland of a love triangle is so low, but my goodness, does it make for fantastic television. The scene where the little girl just appears was shot so perfectly. The lighting was dramatic. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife, and then boom, there she is. The ultimate weapon in Sienna's arsenal of jealousy. The moment that little girl looked up at Matt and said, "Daddy, please come back to mommy and me," my heart actually stopped. I mean, the delivery was flawless. You could feel the absolute desperation and innocence of this child, who has no idea that her father is a manipulative, dangerous criminal who has terrorized half of Genoa City. She just wants her dad. And Matt. Oh my word. Matt's reaction. We all know Matt is a monster. He is a villain through and through. He has tormented Nick, he has traumatized Sharon, he has played mind games with Noah, and he is currently trying to outsmart Victor Newman. But in that exact second, looking down at his flesh and blood, he melted. You could see it in his eyes. The actor did an absolutely phenomenal job showing the microscopic cracks in Matt's armor. It has been so long since he saw her, and you could tell that every single paternal instinct he has buried deep down just flared up all at once. But here is where I start to contradict myself, because my emotions are all over the place. Part of me was like, oh, look, he has a heart. And then 2 seconds later I was yelling, no, do not fall for it. He is a psychopath. It messes with your head so much, because on one hand, you want this little girl to have her father, but on the other hand, her father is Matt Clark. He doesn't deserve a happy family reunion after everything he has done to the Newmans. And yet, seeing him genuinely touched by his daughter's plea made me realize that the writers are giving him a layer of humanity that makes him 10 times more dangerous. A villain with nothing to lose is scary, but a villain who suddenly has a reason to live, that is a whole different ballgame. So now Matt is standing there, completely torn apart internally, but he has to stay calm. Because if he doesn't stay calm, everything falls apart. His entire master plan is balancing on the edge of a knife. He is currently playing a highly dangerous game of chess with Victor Newman, and Victor does not take prisoners. If Matt suddenly abandons his schemes, drops his alliance with Phyllis, and runs back to Sienna to playing happy family, he is going to get crushed. Victor will completely destroy him. Matt knows this. We know this. But does his heart know this? He has to pretend he doesn't care, or at least compartmentalize it. But how do you do that when your kid is literally begging you to come home? And can we talk about Sienna's psychology for a minute? Am I the only one who thinks she is being incredibly selfish here? Is she doing this out of a genuine, deep-seated love for Matt? Or is she doing this out of pure, unadulterated spite because she couldn't stand the thought of Phyllis Summers winning? I am leaning heavily towards spite. She saw another woman marking her territory, and her primal instincts kicked in. Using your child as a pawn to win back a toxic ex just to spite his new fling is so incredibly messed up. but it is exactly the kind of messy drama that keeps me glued to the screen. Sienna is proving that she can be just as manipulative as the people she claims to hate. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about Noah. Poor Noah. My heart absolutely bleeds for this guy. He is already terrified. He is already furious. He literally just got into a massive, heartbreaking fight with Sienna because he could see that she was softening toward Matt. He warned her. He told her that Matt was dangerous and that she was being manipulated. And how does she repay his loyalty and protection? By secretly bringing her child to town to beg Matt to take them back. When Noah finds out about this, and oh, he will find out, he is going to completely lose his mind. Noah has the worst luck with women, and this is going to be the ultimate betrayal. He is going to feel so incredibly foolish for trying to protect a woman who was just waiting for an excuse to run back to her toxic ex. And what about Phyllis? Red does not share well. She never has, and she never will. She is currently risking her own freedom, risking the wrath of Victor Newman, and risking her entire empire just to play this twisted game with Matt. When she finds out that Sienna is using a literal child to mark her territory and pull Matt away, Phyllis is going to go nuclear. We have seen Phyllis unhinged before, but a jealous, cornered Phyllis who feels like she is being played, that is a level of destruction Genoa City is not ready for. I can already picture the showdown between Phyllis and Sienna. It is going to be epic, and I am bringing popcorn. Let's look at the history of the show for a second. Remember when they tried this kind of storyline with Adam and Chelsea using Connor as leverage? Or when Victor constantly manipulated his kids to get what he wanted? Yeah, it never ends well. Villains and children are a classic soap trope, and it always leads to a massive downfall. Whenever a bad guy tries to juggle his dark, vengeful master plan with his desire to be a good father, the universe punishes him. Matt is walking into a trap of his own making, and Sienna just handed Victor Newman the ultimate weapon, because you know Victor is watching. Victor has eyes everywhere. The second Victor finds out that Matt has a weakness in the form of this little girl, Victor is going to exploit it. He is going to use that child to force Matt out of town, or worse. So the ultimate question is, will Matt take the risk? He is a gambler. He loves the thrill of the chase. He loves being the smartest guy in the room. But this is his flesh and blood. This isn't a poker game. This is his daughter's heart. If he gives in and goes back to Sienna, his plans are ruined, his alliance with Phyllis is dead, and Victor will likely squash him like a bug. But if he rejects his daughter to stick to his revenge plot, he loses the one pure thing he has left in this world. It is the ultimate dilemma, and I am so stressed out just thinking about it. I kinda want him to risk it all, just to see what happens. But I also kinda want him to stay away so Noah doesn't get his heart completely shattered into a million pieces. I am so conflicted. This is why I love this show. It makes you care about the most toxic, irredeemable people, and puts them in situations where you actually feel bad for them. The writers have completely outdone themselves with this twist. Okay, I need to breathe. I need to calm down. But I really need to know what you guys think. Am I crazy for feeling a tiny bit of sympathy for Matt in that moment? Am I too harsh on Sienna for using her kid as a pawn? And seriously, how long do we think it will take for Phyllis to completely explode? I am dreading the fallout, but I also cannot look away. The next few episodes are going to be absolute fire, and I am going to be right here, analyzing every single second of it.